Hello.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Just making sure all this is working. Oh, there we go.
Right. Oh, it's so good to see your face.
I know, yours too.
Thank you. Oh, all right. Where do you want to start today?
Oh, well, I don't know if did I put on there that I've been having a lot of belly aches?
You did. You said you had a nervous feeling in your stomach.
Yes. So I've been having that for like 3 weeks and I keep and it's like I do the mind work and, get rid of it. And then it's like the reoccurrence, and the
Mhm.
pattern and keep coming back. And I don't know, I think I did a lot of reflection after her thing yesterday,
Okay, good.
really just getting into certainty. And, like, I think what I was trying to do, well, I know what I was trying to do is I was trying to control it.
Ah,
You know what I mean? And not let it go, and not, like, instead of just, and I've done this before, it's just the patterns you put yourself into, right?
right.
And I've also been going through a lot of hard stuff with my husband. And so I had to make a really big decision to have that hard talk.
Right.
And I think what it boiled down to is having that really hard talk. And it finally escalated to the point that it wasn't good.
Right.
I yelled and screamed at him, and I told him exactly what I thought. And I wanted a divorce. I was done because he's in that like old programming of being like stubborn and ornery, and it's his way or the highway. And I'm just like, no fucking more.
Right.
I'm just not doing it anymore. Like, I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I'm tired of how are you going to act, and oh gosh, how much is he going to drink tonight, and everything like that. And I just finally put my foot down, and it felt good.
Good.
It felt really good.
Do you do you feel like that helped with like the stomach issues, like being able to speak?
Yes, it did. It really did. And then so Sunday I told him I was done. He could just get the fuck out. Excuse my
Right.
friend. It's
You're fine.
and when I mean it, I like that word, when I mean it.
Right.
um and I just, like, because he likes to blame me for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yelled and screamed at him, and I just told him, I'm done. I'm just done. And then Monday came around, and he did it right in front of my kids, and he has done often our whole 28-year married life. And I just kind of put him in his place right in front of the kids, and I just told them exactly what I thought. And I've been talking to my kids because they're older now, and they've
Right.
been through it. And in fact,
Mm-hmm.
son even told me like 4 or 5 years ago, Mom, why don't you leave him? He's so mean to you. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
kids have kind of like been through it all. And so now that they're older, I still talk to them about it. And,
Right.
you know, they all told me they supported me in whatever I needed to do because I deserve to be happy. And as hard as it was to talk to them, I also, like, I used to always talk to my mother and had her here to talk to, and
Right.
I don't like to get kids involved. They've been like my everything. They've just been like my little sidekicks in, like, through it all. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so through it, I've also been grieving my parents, my mother especially, grieving how he treated me, how he acts towards me, why I don't deserve this anymore, to feeling to feeling so good that I could put my foot down and to speak my worth and to speak my truth. And it felt good. And I told my kids, I told my son, Joby, I says, I'm really close to him. He's my 19-year-old one that's been, but we see eye to eye. He's taken communication classes. He had anxiety as a young boy because what his dad put him through and stuff like that. So he's like my little sidekick. We can visit and we're very, anyway, where was I going with that?
We were talking about the nervous feeling in your stomach, how that's been coming up, a repeated pattern.
Okay. And so I told him he could take the camper, and I told him that he needed to finally feel how I felt, because I have felt very belittled a lot of my life. And that's why I'm taking all these classes and self-growth classes to find myself. And it feels amazing.
Right.
And he's been somewhat good until, anyway, I gave him, so when I told him he could take the camper and leave until the end of February, because I was just done. And my son called me and he's like, Mom, Dad is really sorry and he is really sad and he really wants to talk in a nice, orderly manner. And, as much as I wanted him to leave, I'm such a nice, patient, loving, kind person. Yeah. So I called him and I just said, I will talk to you if you do all the talking, because see, he's not a communicator. He doesn't use his words.
Right.
And I says, I'm not talking. I says, if you want to talk, we can talk. So he was willing.
Good.
He was willing to do it, and he responded well. He always has a hard time really just showing his feelings. And I just told him, it's about being vulnerable and allowing yourself to open yourself up so that you want that for your wife and your family and yourself and everything else. And so I'm all about perspectives. And so I really talked to him about, the different perspectives of it all. And he told me, he did the affirmations with me, and he's always done that with me, because right. I told him what's helped me. And if you speak it, it will, so as I was kind of telling him that he needed to communicate, and then, as we talked about it all, but as we talked about, he wanted to communicate with me, he got up and went outside and started throwing up.
Oh, wow.
A really big shift for him, to say it. And so that was a release. It was like a whoa. So it was a good thing in all that. But after the next day hit, I've already cut all the cords from him. Tendency, and I could see my life growing without him, and I didn't have to rely on him, and I didn't have to have that. And then I'm, in the hell did I just do? It was just this big, woo, whiplash. And so then the stomach ache settled back in.
So what was the thought? What did you think right before that? Besides what did I just do? Is there anything more specific that came to your mind before the stomach ache?
Trusting that he will be on his game and not treat me with ignorance and disrespect anymore.
Okay. And throughout this stomach ache problem, do you feel like it kind of arose every time there was maybe a little bit of that going on between you and your husband?
Yes, but I think it's also just been like a feeling of like, I know what like my next step forward is in my life. And that's like being confident and teaching and knowing that all of everything is coming together and patient and taking care of myself and just all of that. So like also like moving forward in my next step, because I haven't always felt supported.
Right. Right.
So I think
I'm going to grab a book just a second. Mm-hmm. I got it. It was just right there. But I didn't want you to be like, what's she doing? I have to look up something because I don't know off the top of my head, but continue while I look this up.
Well, because I've always told them, you know, like I'm such a sensitive person, and I've learned like through all of my everything that I've been through that I want to teach people so they don't have to feel like I feel.
Right.
And he told me, "Oh, why do you want to do that?" And I'm like, "Well, do you just want me to sit at home with my thumb up my ass and do nothing? Or do you want me to do what I love and what I'm like thriving for?"
Right.
Just like, well, I guess. And, you know, like I do Reiki and stuff, and I've tried doing Reiki on him, and it wasn't a good experience. So I never wanted to do it on him again. And it's just like, I didn't feel like he was receiving like my love.
Right.
And, you know, and because he takes all these pills, and I'm like, let's try this kind of turmeric for this, and let's do this and this and this. But we also got to be mindful of it, like of how much you're drinking. And, you know, you say you do it for relaxation. Well, is it really helping your relaxation when you can't sleep and your neck hurts and you're bitching and moaning and complaining because all of this? And guess what? If you're not going to help yourself, then I don't know what else to tell you.
Right.
That's where I'm at. Like, you don't want to support me, and I'm trying to help you, but you're not receiving it. And yeah.
So let's take this and realize with like what you have control of is you.
And how you react to it.
And how you react, how you act, how you like
respond.
Yes. And you can't control, and you said you were trying to control the situation, how your husband acts, responds, you know, what he does.
So all I can control is me.
Yes.
And keep inspiring me and just keep moving on and just, yeah.
Yes. So we want to take that focus and really focus on, okay, like, what am I going to do? What's going to be useful for me? And something that dropped in for me is, have you seen the forgiveness technique that Allison does?
For me. Seems like I watched it once. Where's it at?
Well, there's a module for it in the bonuses in the module section. And then there's a document. So I can tag you in the document, but I want you to watch the forgiveness module. And then I want you to do this with your husband. Not with him, but like forgive your husband. I think that will release a lot, and it'll be very healing for you. I did look up the stomach. So it talks about like when you're having issues with your stomach, like, so your stomach holds nourishment, which we're aware of. It digests ideas. Then there might be dread. So do you feel like you have a lot of dread coming up?
Yes.
Okay. Fear of the new.
Yes.
And then inability to assimilate the new. So
what was that last one?
Inability to assimilate the new.
Inability. To assimilate.
So basically like understand it. So you're having a hard time processing the new that's popping up in your life right now.
Yes.
So that would be what's going on with your stomach. It sounds like you've got a lot of that. Huh? So this is out of Allison's energetic connections, but she gets it from, oh, what is her name? Let's see if Louise Hay.
Oh, okay. I think I have her. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Louise Hay. Okay. All right. I love that.
Yeah. So,
and I've done forgiveness, but not to the degree I need to.
Right. This is basically, you're going to write a sentence 10 times a day. I mean, 7 times a day, 10 times each. So you're going to write, I now completely forgive. What's your husband's name? Mike? Sorry, you cut out. So I now completely forgive Mike. And you're going to write that 10 times, 7 different times a day. So it'll be 70 times that you write it. And then, right? And then you do that for 7 days. And that goes back to the scripture of 7 times 70. You know, you forgive them that many times.
Oh, so wow.
I have done this with some people that have hurt me pretty severely. And it is a very healing process. It takes a lot of intention because you have to remember to do it. If you find like that it's easier to write it out 70 times all at once and only do it once a day, that's great. That was too much for me. So I split it up into sections of 10, you know, and I would do it 7 times. So
times a day. Okay. Yeah. 7 sentences. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I will try that.
Yeah. I think it'll be a beautiful healing experience for you. A lot of release.
I feel it in my stomach.
Yeah. And then what I'll do for you is some energetic connections to release, to like disconnect you from that dread, disconnect you from the fear of the new and being able to take in the new. And then we're going to connect you to excitement,
okay,
to joy, and connect you to your higher self.
Yes.
And I'm doing that all as we're sitting here. So.
Well, I feel it. So thank you.
Good. Good. I'm so glad. Do you feel connected to the higher Ginger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got goosebumps everywhere.
Oh, yay. Yay.
and a little tear.
Oh, I love it. I'm glad you could feel it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with this being something you're bumping up against, I will continue to give you EC, so the energetic connections. I will do that for you. If you feel like you're really bumping up against it, message me and I'll send more. But I will continually send that to you and everything that you're needing, especially while you're doing this forgiveness technique, so that you can release and heal and connect to all those powerful things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are so welcome. We've got about 10 minutes. Do you want to focus on getting organized? And
yeah, that would be good.
Okay, because I know you brought that up in your intake form.
I think my thing is, you know, it's just all these little things like take away my focus. And then I mean, and I'm still doing it. I'm just not doing it like I should.
Okay, well, take out like you should.
Yeah.
You're right where you are because this is where you're supposed to be. So how many programs are you focused on right now?
Well, I'm trying to do before I even started Allison's and Laurel's stuff, I did something called Beach Boss Academy.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a social networking thing. And I haven't really done a lot with it because because I like Allison's and Laurel's better.
Okay.
I feel, I guess, disorganized and a little guilty that I signed up for it and I'm not doing it. And same yoga thing that is for, because I'm all about yoga and releasing. It's
Right.
emotional trauma response yoga. I signed up for that too, and I'm not doing it
Okay.
as much.
So what?
Laurel's and Allison's.
Okay. What's the resistance behind, like, behind not doing it?
Probably just showing up and doing it and being accountable.
Okay. So what if I start checking in with you daily via Messenger?
Good. That would be awesome.
Okay, this is what I want from you. I want you every morning to message me and say, this is what I'm working on today. And then before I go out of office, I'll message you and I'll say, hey, how did ABC go today?
Okay, good idea. Thank you.
Yes. And if I don't hear from you by the time my team meeting gets done at 10, so if I don't hear from you by 10, I'll message you really quick and be like, Ginger, what are you working on today?
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Because we really want you, I mean, I have seen this work so beautifully in so many people's lives. And I've seen beautiful things for you too. But we can speed up what's happening by implementing. And it's that implementation that's going to make that transformation.
That's right.
So it'll be beautiful. This accountability will really gear you in and know that, that somebody's checking in on you. So you whether it's listening to a module or listening to the Science of Getting Rich or whatever, it is. Are you listening to your libs?
No.
Okay. Have you recorded them?
No.
Did you write them?
Yes.
Okay. Did you put them in the Facebook group?
Actually, did I? I think I wrote them down and I'm going to have to look on that.
Okay. So that's your assignment today.
Following through for me too.
Okay. So you're follow through. Okay. Your assignment for today is to find your libs, or if you did them or if you didn't do them. If you didn't do them, I want you to listen to module 4.
Okay. Module 4. Okay.
Because that changing those limiting beliefs that we have is going to be so valuable for you.
Okay.
And that's where the magic happens. Like literally where the magic happens is changing those beliefs.
So another thing I've done is I haven't been very organized with, and it's because I'm out here in my shop and
right.
I've my stuff in the house. And so it's like whatever notebook I have, I'll write it in and it won't be in the right notebook because I had my Allison Chavez is in. So that's kind of been I need to get my system organized too.
Okay. Let's write that down so that because we want to set you up for success so that doesn't happen again. So no. Do you just need to bring your notebook into the shop?
Yeah, I have like a little thing that has all my notebooks in it.
Okay.
And folders. So I've been putting folders with my notebooks so I can rip out the ones. And that's what I need to do is I need to go through my little, this is silly, but I got my cards that I've wrote on.
Good.
Other notebooks that I've wrote on.
Right.
But they go in the folder that goes with the notebook.
Okay. Okay.
To do that.
I've got that down for you to bring them into the shop so that you have everything in one place.
Yes.
Do you use your calendar?
I've been lacking on that again, okay. And I need to get that going.
Okay. So I don't know what Laurel's program looks like, but I want you scheduling both Laurel's and Allison's program into your calendar. Like I'm going to spend 30 minutes here, I like listening to a module and the great thing with Allison's program is you can like listen to a module while you're doing your hair and your makeup.
There you go.
So you don't have to be like, oh, I need a whole hour right here. You will need an hour for that libs module just because it's a little more like intense and in-depth. But I listen to my stuff while I do my hair, and then I'll listen to it a second time where I sit down and take notes. I don't ever take notes the first time.
Well,
That's what works for me.
I like to take notes as I go.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm going to have to, but actually, like the one yesterday that she started, I had to leave an hour into it.
Uh-huh.
Very effective about talking about relationships and husbands and all that.
Right.
But I didn't, because I didn't have my notebook, so I didn't write anything down. So now I want to go back and start from the beginning and write it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And you know how to access that, right? You've got the replay.
I think you've done it in the Facebook group.
Yes. Okay. If you have any problems accessing it, let me know.
Okay.
So, okay.
Thank you. And I have to admit, I'm probably a little stubborn myself. And
we all are.
Yeah, like I can do this myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, no, I can't.
But do you know what? We're not meant to do it alone.
I know. And that's I'm kind of getting to that point, but it's like the whole last year since after I did my first thing with that, like really worked on my shadows, I really felt like I did all that myself. So I'm like, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
And that's even was hesitant to even work with you guys because I'm like, I can do it myself. And then I remember after talking to, I think it was Breezy, I went to the bathroom and I just got the Ginger, hello.
Right.
You know what
I do.
And it was like, do both of them,
Yeah.
Do both of them right now. And then I love the chakras. And I thought, you know what? I should do that with Phoenix too. But I feel like I have too much going on. So I'm like, I just couldn't.
Yes. Yep. And you don't want to put your focus in too many places because then you really do get that fractured energy.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what my problem is, isn't it? It's like, my mentor with the beach boss hasn't even really reached out to me or act like she gave a shit.
Right.
So I'm just going to let that go.
Good.
I'm just going to let it go.
You will get so much out of Allison and Laurel's program by putting your focus into both of those that that program won't even matter.
Yeah.
So, and if you need business help, let me know because Allison's a genius at business and I can take things to her. Business isn't my forte.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, genius.
You know what I want to do is I want to find, yes, I would definitely, I want to find a schedule system to schedule my people.
Okay.
Be in my classes I like the events that I can put on my page, but I need to find a schedule system. And I might even, I've really been thinking about a website.
Okay, awesome. I will ask around, like my sister does hair and she has a scheduler that she uses. So I'll ask her what she uses. And I said, the hair lady I go to here is looking for something too and had a couple in mind. So I'll ask her the names of those again and give them to you. And then you can look at them and see if that's what you're looking for. So,
okay.
So yeah, because it sends like automatic texts out and stuff like that for reminders so that you don't have to do that.
Yeah. And then I'd like an automated email system to email people. How do you do that? How do you get emails in, I guess, do you just, that's what I need to know is I need to figure out how to, where I put, well, I guess I put them in my contacts, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I make it like just Serenity Place and have all of them that way. Like, how do you file them and keep them organized in your email? Do you understand?
Yeah, I think so. You can make labels in your email.
Labels.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I got to get on team meeting.
Okay.
But
up and let me know and send me all the.
Yeah, I will get a better idea of how to describe it to you, but I know there's labels that you can make that will help you keep organization. So
perfect.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Ginger. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Hugs.
All right. Hugs. Yes, hugs from down the road, right?
Thank you.
We'll see ya. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.